You know, anything you want to change?
Happy.
Feel comfortable.
Feels comfortable. Soft my neck. Happy.
There you go then, my dear.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Is it for 12 people? Ready? Yeah. Sorry.
They're
Just
ready.
looking at you like, yeah. I'm screwing the primary. Really.
It's been normal, quite frankly.
Alright. Don't do it! I haven't got makeup on yet, so I'm fine. I can cry.
Have a quick Rizzo, you look beautiful. Turn to the camera quick while you're smiling and looking really cute.
Yeah, before it runs. I'm only joking, it's okay. Beautiful. Beautiful, get it.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, thank you. And I was like, I don't have anything done in school.
It's my turn. It's my turn. It's my go.
I come back to the places where we found us. We're somewhere in a place between love and lust. And I could go anywhere, anywhere is home. Yeah, I could go anywhere, never feel alone. I come back to the places where we found us. Yeah, when I'm not with you, I'm not me. Nothing ever feels good. When I'm not with you, I'm not in control of what I do. It's not me. When I'm not
You're going to catch me.
There'll be a lot of queues at Amy's, or there is a petrol station.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you all please stand to welcome Christina, who's accompanied by her father John, her maid of honour Tilly, her bridesmaids Danielle and Jade, and the page boys Finn and Louis. Would all the guests please be seated? On behalf of Matthew and Christina, I'd like to welcome you all to Reach Court Farm, which has been duly sanctioned according to law for the celebration of marriage. My name is Margaret, and together with my colleague Mig, it is our pleasure to be here with you all on this very special day to conduct and register this ceremony. You've all been invited here to celebrate with Matthew and with Christina, to witness their marriage and the promises that they will make to one another. Marriage is a commitment to life, in which people can find and bring out the best in each other. And when two people promise to love and care for each other in marriage, they create a union unique to themselves, which binds them closer than any spoken or written word. The legal declarations and vows that Matthew and Christina make today will join their lives and are based on the love that they share. So before you are joined in marriage, I have to remind you both of the solemn and the binding character of the vows that you are about to make. Marriage in this country is the union of two people, voluntarily entered into for life to the exclusion of all others. But more than this, marriage is also intended to provide the love, the friendship, the help and the comfort that we all need in our lives. So if there's any person present who knows of a lawful impediment why Matthew David Collins and Christina Ann Moore may not be joined in matrimony, you should declare it now. So who presents Christina to be married to Matthew?
That'll be me.
Thank you. Would you like to take your seat? And would you two like to come and join me up in the video? So the promises you're about to exchange serve as a declaration of the love that you have for each other. It is not just the words you speak today which will unite you, but the sense of love and devotion that you feel within your hearts. A good partner in a marriage will not only be loving and caring, but also a true friend. Matthew and Christina, are you both ready to make your commitment to each other?
Yes, we are.
So Matthew, do you take Christine to be your lawful wedded wife, and do you promise to be not only her husband, but also her best friend, and to be loving and faithful to her for the rest of your life?
I do.
And Christina, do you take Matthew to be your lawful wedded husband? And do you promise to be not only his wife, but also his best friend, and to be loving and faithful to him for the rest of your life?
I do.
I'm going to ask you to declare your freedom to marry, and then you'll make your marriage vows. So, Matthew, if you can please repeat after me.
Sure.
I declare that
I declare that
I know of no legal reason
I know of no legal reason
why I, Matthew David Collins,
why I, Matthew David Collins,
may not be joined
may not be joined
in marriage
in marriage
to Christina Ann Moore.
to Christina Ann Moore.
And Christina, if you can repeat after me. I declare that
I declare that
I know of no legal reason
I know of no legal reason
why I, Christina Ann Moore,
why I, Christina Ann Moore,
may not be joined
may not be joined
in marriage
in marriage
to Matthew David Collins.
to Matthew David Collins.
The exchange of vows forms the heart of your ceremony. Having declared that you are free to marry, the time has now come for you to make your marriage vows. And this is a very special moment because as you say these words, you will be joined in marriage. So would you like to turn to face each other because you're going to be saying this to each other? So Matthew, will you say to Christina, I, Matthew David Collins,
I, Matthew David Collins,
take you, Christina Ann Moore,
take you, Christina Ann Moore,
to be my wedded wife.
to be my wedded wife.
And Christina, will you say to Matthew,
I can try.
I, Christina Ann Moore,
I, Christina Ann Moore,
take you, Matthew David Collins,
take you, Matthew David Collins,
to be my wedded husband.
to be my wedded husband.
A wedding ring is an ancient and traditional way of sealing a marriage, as it is a circle with neither a beginning nor an end, and it is an outward sign to everyone of the promises that you have both made here today. So Richard, would you like to come forward, please? So Matthew, if you can take Christina's ring and put it on the third finger of her left hand, and just hold it on there and say after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I join my life with yours.
I join my life with yours.
All that I am,
All that I am,
I give to you.
I give to you,
And all that I have,
and all that I have,
I share with
I
you.
share with you.
I promise to respect
I promise to respect
and cherish you.
and cherish you,
And be faithful always.
and be faithful always. Okay.
Okay. Christina, if you can take Matthew's ring. Okay, third finger of his left hand. Hold it there and say after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I join my life with
I
yours.
join my life with yours.
All that I am,
All that I am,
I give to you.
I give to you.
And all that I have,
And all that I have,
I share with you.
I share with you.
I promise to respect
I promise to respect
and cherish you.
and cherish you.
And be faithful
And be
always.
faithful always.
I'd like to introduce Tilly, who's now going to come forward and do a special message for Matthew and Christina.
Hold it together, Till.
If you treasure the love that you have found in each other, the feelings you have today will last forever. With every twist and turn you will know, you have the comfort of togetherness, the passion for life. The knowledge that you are loved as much for your faults as for your strengths will bind you even closer to face life's joys and adversities together. We wish you all a happy ending.
Thank you, that's lovely. So may you always be able to confide in each other, support each other's hopes and dreams, and laugh with one another. From this moment, you have created an understanding between the two of you that no one can break. And we all hope that your love, your trust, and your understanding of each other will continue to bring you both contentment and joy in your life together and remain constant through the years. Matthew and Christina, you have given your marriage vows and promises to each other in front of everyone here, and it is my great pleasure to announce that you're now married. Now, did you get the kiss? Just check it.
They can have another kiss. If they're going that way, they'll be in another kiss. That'd be fantastic. That's all right. That's good.
Oh yeah, you're left-handed.
Present you both with your commemorative marriage certificate, and let me be the first to wish you much joy and happiness together. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wait for your moment. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the formal ceremony of marriage, and it only remains for me to wish Matthew and Christina, on behalf of everybody here, hope you have a wonderful life and a very, very happy married life together. So, would you all please stand to greet and welcome for the first time the very new Mr. and Mrs.
Keep it going, ladies and gentlemen, keep it going. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Go, mate, keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4. My bed and a pillow for my head. I got a pencil full of lead and some water for my throat. I got buttons for my coat and sails on my boat. So much more than I needed before. I got money in the meter and a turbo heater. Oh, and now it's getting on the road. It's only getting sweeter. I got legs on my chairs and a head for a hair. Bought it up pan and some shoes in my feet. I got a shelf full of books and most of my teeth. Few pairs of socks and a door with a lock. I got food in my belly and a license for my telly. And nothing's gonna bring me down. I got a nice guitar and tires in my car. I got most of the 3, 2, 1, yes, don't worry. We're just getting set up. It won't take long at all. Another half an hour or so and we'll be done. So let me just make sure, maybe yellow's on the end, maybe yellow. I can see you all in the shot. That's lovely. So I'm going to say 3, 2, 1. You're all going to look up. 3, 2, 1, go, go, go. Are you actually happy for this couple? I've got my Can we make some noise, please? I've got my baby. She's mine and mine, she's all mine, and nothing's gonna bring me down. Excellent. I've got a little video.
It's a smoky shot.
Fire in the hole.
Fire in the hole.
Thanks, Matt.
I need to get some of those for the
I like your dresses now, pink and purple.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm your comedy actor tonight. It is my great pleasure to introduce to all of you, thank you very much for coming, the lovely, beautiful Mr. and Mrs. Collins, Christina and Matt. Welcome. And everybody can be outstanding and give you a victory. That's it, you can all sit down now.
Yeah, I'll just MC coming through.
Hold on, I'm tripping over the right.
Definitely silent, it's fine.
I've got to do something, haven't I?
Yeah.
Oh no, I hear them say. It's not that long. It's very large font. I've got to get it in first. Can you help me?
Sorry.
Always large font.
Page one.
Have you got your glasses?
Page one. No, large font.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't need that. Bear with me, everybody. Are you having good fun so far? Well, I expect it's pretty obvious. I'm the very proud father of this very beautiful bride. My daughter. I wasn't allowed to see this dress until about 1 o'clock today, so it's been kept a secret, and it's stunning, beautifully stunning. So this is where I get to say a few thanks, offer some praise, give some anecdotes, and probably get a bit emotional.
No.
I will try not to lose it, Becky, if I do. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That's it. Okay, firstly, a very warm welcome to you all on this wonderful occasion to celebrate the marriage of Matt and Christina. And thank you for joining us. We have Nancy from the USA and friends and family from far and wide. Unfortunately, some guests have been unable to join us today due to these crazy COVID times, and some of our nearest and dearest have passed on. So also our thoughts to our absent family and friends. Today has been planned with meticulous precision.
Well done, Matt.
Take a bow, Matt. The venue, the dresses, the hair, the makeup, the food, the drink, the transport, the flowers, the music. I could go on. With Christina very much at the helm. Ably assisted by the gorgeous Sue, her mum, my wife, if you didn't know. Also other friends and family. So my sincere thanks to you all for making this day such a success.
Here.
Thank you. Oh, that's page 107. I know you're all right. calm down, have a drink. Have a sip while you're at it. The ceremony, I hope you all agree, was simply beautiful in this lovely outdoor space. And this place is and looks amazing, as does the cake, which is leaning just a little bit so thank you to Reach Court Farm and thank you to Caroline for the beautiful cake. I also need to thank God for the beautiful weather. We couldn't have had this any more perfect, so thank you, God. Not that I'm terribly religious. Matt and I, of course, played our part in all this by keeping a fairly low profile and saying yes in all the right places. Is that all right, Matt? Yeah.
We decided on the suits though.
Yeah, we did. He decided the suits just like that.
Yeah, first one we saw.
To say it has been difficult because of COVID would be an understatement. We've been planning anything from 12 to 112 guests. Thankfully, everything has relaxed somewhat, but I would ask that you still be cautious. Singing, dancing, and making merry is all acceptable. But if you're having a little kiss later, please be careful who it's with. So,
no tongues.
The lead up to this day, Matt and Christina had been together for a while, and he called us out of the blue to ask if he could come and have a chat. Well, Sue was on it like an intercept missile. The old female radar was going, yeah, he's going to propose, she said. I, of course, thought it was going to be about his studies or a round of golf. Page 2. Anyway, the due day arrived and we were sent out the garden by Sue with a couple of beers to have a man chat. It was quite hot and that perspired, but nothing transpired. We got back to an expectant Sue. No, we weren't gone that long. No. Who then sent us off to another part of the garden with another beer. After a while, Matt took a couple of large swigs and said quite nervously, "So, I was thinking of asking Christina to marry me and wondered if you would mind." I, of course, was delighted to say no. I didn't mind and felt privileged to have been asked. Thanks for the respect, mate. Sue and I are now proud to be able to call you our son-in-law.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
it's legal. You all right? Shortly after that day, they jetted off to Rome, and Matt went down on one knee and romantically popped the question in the beautiful grounds and ruins of the Ostia Antica. Christina, I am told, accepted without hesitation. So, Christina,
I didn't know I was accepted.
you didn't know what you were doing. Would you like an ice cream? Yes, please. Is that what it is? Okay.
He had a gun.
So, Christina, apart from the sanitation, the medicine, education, wine, public order, irrigation, roads, a freshwater system, and of course, it goes without saying, public health, what have the Romans ever done for us? Well, they gave us the place where you were proposed to. Whose turn next? Where are you?
You forgot the aqueduct.
No, they came later. Not only have we gained a son-in-law, we've also gained a great new friendship with Matt's parents, Richard and Michelle, who live quite near here in Kingsdown. In fact, this venue is midway between where Matt and Christina grew up, so you could say we're on neutral ground. Richard has recently retired and has a new hobby, wood collecting for their newly installed wood burner.
Not far out there, John.
The last time we were around at their house, I think he built his 10-foot stall, and numbers 11 and 12 are being planned as we speak. If you're chatting with Richard later, you might like to ask him why his nickname for his lovely wife, Michelle, is Dennis. Has something to do with a snooker player. The maid of honour and bridesmaids. Ladies, you look stunning. And thank you for being friends and supporting Christina throughout, and of course today, and on her hen night, which I'm told was riotous. Hen weekend, they went on for a while. I'm sure the groom or best man will be raising a toast to you later. Well, they better. That's a yes from me. Just to say that Tilly and Danny are both engaged to be married to Richard and Chris, respectively, so our best wishes to you both
I'm single, yes.
for your future happiness. Jade, I can't leave you out. Has not yet found the man of her dreams.
I might have done.
So if any single men here today, or later on this evening, think you're up to the job,
You've got a constitution of an ox.
they're going to have to be, oh, she's quite feisty, yeah, we know that. There's another page gone. Anyway, Steve, her dad, will be conducting interviews later. Steve,
Job's yours.
Yeah. How much money do you want?
I ought to mention the best man and the groomsmen. So there you go. Oh, all right. You look stunning too.
Come on, let yourself go, John.
Last but not least, our very beautiful daughter, and most importantly, our very beautiful daughter, who we're very proud of. Christina has always been active, competitive, supportive, loyal, bright, funny, sometimes a bit forgetful, and determined. When she's made her mind up, there's not much chance of changing it. I don't know where she gets that from. So a few examples. Active and competitive. Well, from a young age, she took up gymnastics, tumbling and somersaulting on bars, beams and the like, and then moved on to the less dangerous sport, not of pole vault.
Yes, you
Where you hurl yourself many feet in the air on an improvised plastic straw. Always competing fiercely. I've lost my place, Christina. Where am I? Thank you. At school, she and her brother were rivals at everything, no holds barred, and nothing much has changed since.
Especially makeup.
Yeah, he's good at makeup. I remember once when Nick annoyed her, she hit him over the head with her flute, and he claims knocked him out. Don't worry, Matt, that flute's gone now. She also threw him in a swimming pool and cracked his head open.
Danny owned you.
She was racing someone at her primary school and headbutted the flint ball and still has a Harry Potter scar here to this day. Anyway, supportive and loyal. She's sympathetic. She is. She gives considered advice and won't let you down personally or professionally, and is a friend for life. I don't know whether that's a good or bad thing. Can you guys hear it? Bright and funny. She is clever. A first-class honours degree, as her mum reminds everyone. Fun to be with, and has a wicked sense of humour. Hence the reference to the life of Brian. Sometimes a bit forgetful. Well, Danny calls her Dory, the amnesiac fish from the film. And don't ask her any geography questions. Famously, in a family quiz, the capital of Portugal was apparently Brazil. Determined. Well, she got married today, didn't she? And we're all here as witnesses. And in amongst all this wedding planning in COVID times, she has continued to work online or in person, some of her friends and customers here today, organised with Matt a honeymoon, and an imminent move back to her roots not far from here. She has also freely given up her time to support and be with friends and family. All this with a smile on her face, mostly. Our special nickname for Christina over the years has been Min, because as a toddler, she always wore her favourite Minnie Mouse attire. And that name has stuck. Minnie Min, yeah. So Min and Matt, a few words of wisdom from me and Mum.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you're supposed to give it to me.
Sorry.
Here, okay. Here we go. Laugh often, love long, and be happy always. You'd be pleased to know this is the last one. Or do you want me to carry on? I'm just going to play a short track of music, or my son is the DJ, hopefully, which has some memories for us and sums up our feelings for the happy couple. After which, I'm going to ask you to be upstanding, and hopefully you've got some glasses primed to raise a glass to toast the bride and groom. Thank you. Music, maestro.
Music.
Please.
Hopefully this works.
You can sing for us.
I'm lady and dumb, right? Can you all stand up, please, with a glass? To Matt. Are you all stood up? Here we are. To Matt and Christina, Mr. and Mrs. Collins, may you live long and happy together. Cheers. Cheers, everyone. Right, the door's open. I'm going to hand over to Matt. I think he's got another 5-hour speech, or 5-second speech, I'm not sure. Thank you for listening to me, everybody.
So bear with me a moment. I had to save it on my phone because I'm forgetful as anything. So if I printed it out, I'll just forget it. I did actually print it out, I did forget it. So, bear with me.
Delete it all. Got to save it.
Is that his phone?
Chill out, Matt.
If you got his
The divorce papers are being written as we speak.
It's coming back on.
Stop the music, come on, yes.
Start from the beginning.
Okay, we're in business. It's
Everyone have another drink.
yeah.
That's right, no, okay.
Do you need music?
Then you're good at karaoke, you sing it. I'm basically Beyonce, take two.
That's good.
How's it going, Matt?
Have you had PPI?
Okay, cool. So it's a lot shorter than John's. I'll go over quick, don't worry, I think you all go eat. So I'd just like to say good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our wedding from the bride and groom. It's great to see you all. See lots of people in one place again after the pandemic, so it's really nice. So I'm a scientist, so really the only thing I'm good at is speaking about science. So I was going to prepare like a slideshow, scientific presentation, but I thought you guys wouldn't be bothered about that. I won't play a lot of sport. I could have analysed the tennis the other day, where Raducanu won, but I thought, it's not, it wouldn't have been good, it would have been boring. I also have a memory like a sieve, so if there's anyone I miss out, it's not deliberate, it's just that I forgot. As you can see, I've got a bit of paper I was supposed to bring today. Anyway. So I've got to say some thank yous today. So, firstly, I want to say a massive thank you to my parents, Michelle and Richard, for their help for putting me the 4 years that we've been together, making everything possible, so we really appreciate that. Secondly, to my new father-in-law John and my new mother-in-law Sue, we both really appreciate all the help you've given us over the years, and how I really appreciate this extensive link as well, just how welcome you made me feel. It's really nice, and and Toomey as well. We've got to include cats. Toomey's a big part of the family. I love cats, so that's good. So to say a small thank you, me and Christina have got some gifts for you. So first, for Michelle and Sue, we've got a lovely bouquet of flowers. So if they're around, and I don't know who's supposed to be bringing them. I think Nick was supposed to choreograph this. It's gone terribly. So one to Sue, please, and then one to Michelle, my mum. That would be great. So Thank you very much. That's a thank you from us both. And then, secondly, we'd also like to thank my new father-in-law, John, and also my real father, Richard. So there's some bottles of red wine which are around. So if Jade and Tilly would like to pick them up and. Yeah.
Not an Aston Martin.
Not an Aston Martin, no. Maybe in a few years, who knows? Who knows? So enjoy. Maybe think of the right if you want, whatever you want. Oh, they got that, okay, sorry. Sorry, James just waited. It's not one.
Danny, by the way.
So there's also one more gift that we'd like to give, and that's for my auntie Caroline. So Caroline made our wedding cake from scratch, which you can see over there, so I have to extend that. You can see it there. I mean, it looks amazing. Yeah, she's around my mum and dad's house till, I don't know, 11 o'clock or something like that this morning, making it. I mean, she's worked incredibly hard on it. So there's one more gift that we'd like to give to her, so I'll be giving this one to you. So I need to find it first.
This is well planned.
Yeah.
One job.
So
One job.
It is too late to say.
Thank you.
Please, well done, What flavour cake is it?
It's three different flavours.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell us what?
Oh, chocolate, lemon and vanilla. Yeah.
That was a test. He's made it up.
Sorry. Okay, and lastly, well no, not lastly, sorry, but, and of course my beautiful bride, Christina. You look absolutely stunning. Thank you for everything you do for me, and I can't wait to spend the rest of our lives together. We've come a long way since we first met in Wetherspoons and Maidstone, with me failing to blow up balloons for Richard over there, his birthday. And I was trying to stay cool, because you know, I'm trying to impress her, and considering I was a very sweaty person, that was quite hard even in October, so yeah, it was a bit of a struggle, but you know, we've done pretty good, yeah. So now I'd like to, if you could all raise your glasses, so just my final bit. So can we always please raise a glass to the beautiful bride, of course, but also to friends and family that are no longer with us on both sides, and also to friends and family who could not make it here today. And as John said, I've got to give a special thank you to the bridesmaids, you all look wonderful, and the groomsmen and the best man, you look fantastic as well, so thank you. And then, so yeah, cheers. So, and then finally, the final speech will be from my best man, Rich. So that'll be after the food. So please enjoy your food, have a good time, relax, get a bit more merry, and then maybe enjoy watching me getting embarrassed and stitched up. And yeah, quite fun. Cheers.
I'm going to hand you over to Rich, the best friend. I think this is probably the part we've all been looking forward to the most. Rich, embarrassing.
So you guys have all been sat here for the last hour while I've been pacing up and down out there, claiming to be looking after my children when actually I'm just trying to hold it all together. And you guys all have really high expectations that this is going to be funny, that I'm going to give some insights into Matt. I remembered to write how good all the bridesmaids look. I hadn't remembered that until it was pointed out a little bit earlier. You guys are all going to be a little bit disappointed over about the next 5 minutes. And there is a joke in there which I will not make. Okay, I'm going to rise above that joke early doors. And I think the best thing about being a best man is I got to take a look back on mine and Matt's relationship. And we met when we were 11 years old. We met in 7K and we're in the form and you get sorted out. And I was fortunate enough to get put with Matt. And we then spent the next 7 years playing in sports teams, going out together. And that all culminated in a wonderful holiday to Magaluf where we had sightseeing, we had culture, we did a fine tasting on wines. And there may have been a few scenes that looked a little bit like The In-Betweeners. But we won't go too much into that. But the end of school was just the beginning. We have tons of memories after that. I'm going to pick just a few, but there are absolutely loads to go through. First one I'm going to touch on is Cardiff. We had a lovely boys' weekend down to Cardiff, man, and we got ourselves down there. Being sensible, we hadn't started early, because that would be irresponsible. But what did eventually happen as the day went on is we started to lose track of who was actually in charge of the round system. So everyone went to the bar and went, I'll get another round. And I think at my absolute peak, I had 4 pints just positioned underneath my chair. And to this day, I cannot remember the score. And I'd like to give an honourable mention here to Rob. So Robert got a little bit excited, got himself, let's say a little merry, shall we? Had a wee nap for about 10 minutes of the game, and then was straight back up to life and straight back into the thick of it. So congratulations, Rob. That is the most heroic thing I've ever seen. And what would a best man speech be without talking about our New Year's? Now, he's not here tonight, Dave, but we used to spend every New Year's without fail trying to prevent him getting into trouble. Now, we were incredibly successful. We were very diligent. We were very hard-working. We failed only once. Pretty spectacular fail. We got him, the morning after from Maidstone Prison? Yeah. Turns out he turned up to the wrong flat and started banging on the door and started calling out all of our names. The resident number 6 of Bodiam Court wasn't best impressed. But apart from that, we're okay. And there is one holiday, or one trip away to Newcastle, that I'm definitely not going to go into any detail about, Matt. But I knew you were a true friend in that hotel in Newcastle. Oh, yes. I knew you were a friend at that point for life, because that was fantastic. And it was during all these misadventures that I came to know the qualities of Matt. He's incredibly hard-working, he's a wonderfully loyal friend, and he's great by your side, whether it's the bottom of a ruck, or whether it's standing by the bar. So, congratulations, Matt. So, as all of you who know Matt will know, he is a fantastically intelligent man, which makes it all the more admirable that he's able to keep up with us when we sit there and scratch our heads and go, how on earth did we do that? So, I've written this speech, and then Matt gave me some ammunition. It was fantastic, really. So, we had a stag do last week. All Matt had to do was turn up to London. That's all he had to do. Nothing else. Turn up on time. Matt forgot his ID, got stuck in traffic on the A20 and the M20, turned up an hour and a half late, and all while dressed as Poe. If anyone's not seen any photos, come see me afterwards, I'm happy to share. Now we come to the bit where I actually have to make a bit of a confession. So, Tilly really wanted to get Matt and Christina together when we started living together in Maidstone. I said no. Absolutely not. And it had nothing to do with whether or not I thought those two were right for each other. Absolutely not. It had more to do, I wanted Matt out on a Friday and Saturday night, and I was really worried that if he met Christina, he might rather spend time with her than me, which has turned out to be true, so I was right. But unbeknownst to me, Tilly did manage to, as Matt talked about earlier, managed to get those two to meet on my birthday. And then before I know it, I said, I want to go home, I want to have a couple of beers with my dad and a few friends. And Tilly went, no, you're going out on a double date. Oh, that sounds great. So it's not often that you get to be privy to someone's first date. And this is like an intimate, and it's a private moment, isn't it? How many got here? 77? You're all about to hear about it, okay? I'm going to tell you all about it. So the thing is, I've known Matt for years. Lived with him, spent time with him. And I have never once heard him talk about pole vault. Never once. Not a single time. I'm suddenly sat in the local curry house and Matt's going, oh, pole vault is my favourite. You wouldn't believe the things I see about pole vault. When the Olympics come on, I'm there, I'm watching it. So Matt, this gave me an idea when I wrote this. Who won the Olympic gold in pole in the men's and women's 2020 Tokyo Olympics?
Go on, Matty!
Go on, Matt.
Go on, son! Go on, son!
How's that interesting pole vaulting going now, Matt?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got one. He's got one.
So hang on, do I have any bids?
Yeah, you got one. Yeah, you're on it.
Katie
Najot.
Oh, very good. And the other one? Very good. It turns out you are still a Must be true. I'm not done yet, by the way. We've still got more of this to go. So then we come to the second part of the day and we make our way out. Now, Tilly and Christina...
Birthday party, not date.
Oh yeah, birthday party, not date. It's great. So we come to the second part, we went out for drinks. Now, Tilly and Christina are both fantastically energetic and all that sort of nonsense. I am not. And they were like, let's go out clubbing, let's go dancing. And me being the happy guy, I'm like, no way. And then I get blindsided by Matt, come on mate, you know you want to. Let's go out for a dance. Hang on a second here, I've been going out with you for 5 years and not once have I heard you say that to me. Unbelievable. So then all of a sudden we're walking out, Matt pulled me over to one side, mate, thanks very much, I really didn't want to go out. But I couldn't have Christina thinking I was boring. And you throw me right under the bus. But to be honest, thank God we didn't go, because if you'd seen me dance, you'd have been scuppering. I've seen those hips, and I'm looking forward to them later, by the way. We've got 20 minutes to the first dance, I'll be at the front. So, also Matt, by the way, there's a vital lesson in there. Partner's always right. Tilly reminds me, at least once a week, that she was right about this. I wasn't necessarily wrong, I was selfish, there's a difference. So from that beginning, this is where I'm going to try and be a little bit nicer now I've done that. Both you and Christina have been just absolutely amazing supports to both me and Tilly, because we've been foolish enough to have 2 children pretty much a year apart, and we're going to lob a third in. And I think it's really wonderful that Finn, who's learned to speak, it calls you guys Auntie Tina and Uncle Matty, and I think that's really sweet. And what I wanted to do was take an opportunity to just show just how far this ran. So we had the first lockdown, and we were sort of going to do a picnic, so we'd sit on one side, they'd sit on the other. But it was only ever a matter of time that I could hold Finn back before he went running over to his Uncle Matt and Auntie Tina, which is a really lovely moment. Completely broke COVID protocols. I sat him down and had a quiet word, wasn't having none of it. Very nice, just not very safe. And that brings us today, and I'm sure, Christina, you're going to hear it all day, but you look absolutely beautiful, and I'm loving John. Thanks for the heads up over the bridesmaids, great work. Matt, I think you don't scrub up too badly either, and I think it's a real credit to both of you guys that you both bring like so much joy into the lives of people around you, and I'm sure going forward you guys will have a world of happiness, and me, Tilly and the boys are just looking forward to being a really small part of it from time to time, because you guys have moved a really long, far way away. I know your family are there, but you've not thought about us at all. I'm not coming back this way, I've lived it once, I've gone. But if I could ask you all now to stand up, and with whatever drinks you have left, because most of you have been drinking while I've been standing around drinking water trying to get through this. So with whatever you guys have got left, can I ask you to raise a drink and say a toast to the new Mr. and Mrs. Collins? Mr. and Mrs. Collins! And I'm now done.
Ten.
Mr. and Mrs. Collins, where are you? 5. Oh, 5.
Everyone's going to
everybody in? Is everybody in? Big gold microphone. Me and Tilly are do the countdown, Mr. and Mrs. Collins.
From everyone's going to join in as well.
From 75, 74, 73. Should we just do it from 5? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Got there, Quick, it's falling over. Somebody grab it.
Look at me, both of you.
Now, we know there's a shortage of fuel in the area, but there's not a shortage of cake, so please don't all...
Stay there and let everyone get their shots, okay?
Thank you. Oh, look at them. Oh, do you want to 1 minute, sorry.
Now they can get on there, that's fine.
Thank you.
No, you're in full life.
I would be lying if I said that I